You know, I assume at some point, you know, it's gonna stop. At some point I'll be able to go on a western hunt and have some good weather. There's a few of my friends that joke about going hunting with me and how common it is that I end up bringing a storm with me. All right, we're at the Vapor Trail Pro Shop here, getting ready to set up the Prime Form 34, and it looks like a pretty sweet rig. So I'm excited to get all the accessories on it and see how she shoots. I keep looking for love, yeah. I got this new Sig Sauer Kilo 4K rangefinder, and it's got a really unique feature called archery mode. We're gonna shoot the bow through the chrono, get the speed. You can plug that into the rangefinder and it will adjust your angle for the specific bow that you're shooting. All right, now we just gotta get a sight on it. Yeah, I couldn't have myself.
Ricky,
How's it going, buddy?
see ya.
Yeah.
I heard you need a sight.
I do.
You need a sight for a new bow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've got your sight built. Well, we got the new proof. There's the new sight for you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you got the smaller 10 thousandths pins in there. Make it nice for longer shooting. And
Yeah, that'll be perfect. The one thing I really like too is, you know, I've got relatively short draw length too. So what's nice is I've always had a kind of a hard time getting enough distance out of my sight tape. So with the angled rail on there, that's going to help with that a ton. So I'm really excited about that. The bubble level on the top so that I've got more distance out of my sight pins. I mean, this thing is just, it's amazing.
yeah, so tell me, where are you going?
So it'll be the Badlands of North Dakota.
Western.
Yeah, I got a lot of history out there. I've had some pretty good success in the past. It's been a while since I've been there because it's harder to draw a tag now, but now I'm going on 3 years to get the tag and gonna hunt with a buddy of mine that I've been trying to hunt with for the better part of a decade.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a great time. And you know, it's, for a while I hunted out there, you know, almost every year. And so it gets to be one of those things where it kind of becomes routine. But
it was a tradition and then it kind of got lost and now it's like we need to rekindle it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's what my favorite part about it is that like excitement piece is back. Like I'm already starting, it's already starting to feel surreal. All right, I want to get this bow out and shoot it a little bit, see how it shoots before the hunt. All right, well, this is all the gear I got, staged out, and whatever I can't fit into my car stays here. So first and foremost, you need one of these. It's a tag.
Do you have enough stuff?
You know, I like to think that I went a little bit more minimalist, but when you look at this, everything that's on this table, it'll be interesting to see. I'm pretty confident I'll be able to get most of this into my car. Had to sell my truck. It was on its last leg, and I could not keep dumping money into it. So actually, my neighbor down the road bought it. You know, we'll get this stuff all packed up into the car, and we're gonna hit the road early in the morning. So I'll see you there. I don't know about you, but like for me, it's kind of prepping everything leading up to the hunt, but then it's go, 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 go. Like all of a sudden there's all these last minute preparations. There's like a certain amount of anxiety that comes up. You're like, okay, am I gonna have this? Am I gonna have that? Making sure you have all the equipment based on the conditions that you're gonna be, you know, going into. And then all of a sudden we have this moment where it's like, we have to make a decision whether it even makes sense to go when we had originally planned. Oh, hey there, come on in. Check out the new place we got here. We are stranded. The storm has arrived, so here we are. We got our stuff thrown all over the place, and you know, as creatives, the work is never done. So we got all our stations here set up, computers rolling. Paul's over here editing some photos, and yeah, so we're just gonna try to live it up as best we can, and maybe have a nice last meal for, you know,
we got a
5
water
days.
Park here, baby.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna hit the water park, get those slides.
Yeah, go across the street, get some swim trunks.
Yeah.
You know, I assume at some point, you know, it's gonna stop. At some point I'll be able to go on a western hunt and have some good weather. There's a few of my friends that joke about going hunting with me and how common it is that I end up bringing a storm with me. 14 bucks. Hit the road. Well, hey folks, we're here with my good buddy Nate Axman. He's gonna kick it with us this week. This is what, 4 or 5 years in the making now? Yeah. Something we talked about at Total Archery Challenge in Big Sky a while back. So it took 3 years to draw the tag. I thought I'd have it last year, so we started making plans, and then I was like, oh. So, but yeah, so excited. This is gonna be a good time. Getting out of Minnesota, doing something different. The concept of spot and stock is more intriguing to me than the ambush style of just sitting in a tree like we do here in Minnesota. We are here and praying that we can pound these stakes in, buddy. Got our stove set up here.
So far, light, simple. Yeah, I like things that are simple and they work. Simple, efficient, and work. So far, it's simple and efficient. We'll see how well it works tonight.
All right, let's go. We're gonna hit a trail, hike in, what, maybe half a mile or something like that. Get to a spot where we can glass down this this draw here and see if we can find some deer. Oh, I'm just sitting here, we're looking at all these does back here, probably, you know, a few hundred yards out. Nate spotted this buck down at the bottom here, right below us. 335 yards. That's a poke. We might have to get closer. Just get down to the bottom and see if they come close. You ready, Damon? Let's do it. Just get up to that point, and I'm just gonna peek over the side to see if I can see them. Taking cameras where they don't belong. Everything happened really, really quickly. It was almost like when you get really excited about something, or like maybe a career move or something like that, you just dive right in head first. It's right there. Busted. Rookie mistake number one. Just stared. Just staring. Yeah. He's like, yeah. Fools. Oh God. That was fun. And then it goes up like this, and then you kind of hit a little bit of a lull, and then you kind of start to hit a hard point, a tough spot, and that's where everybody gives up, and that's where success fails. And we just kept pushing through. Time to eat. Well, soon enough. We got Paul the chef here. We got the Kairos.
Throwing the spice on, baby. Cheers. We made it here, saw a buck, stalked, and now we're filling our bellies.
Eat some food.
Pretty great first day.
Get something to drink. And get some sleep. So we are gonna go into the same spot. We're gonna take the same trail in, but we have a northwest wind now, so that spot we were glassing is no good. We're gonna go in probably another quarter mile further in. There's a nice bench back in there where we can glass a bunch of valleys to the north. Maybe a dumber buck in less harsh terrain. Tree rub here. It's just a buck getting aggressive and just ripped that tree to shreds, leaving scent. They got glands on top of their head that they leave scent for other bucks. Just let them know this is their territory. Probably not a buck that you'll keep off of a hot doe right now. So that's what we need to find, a hot doe. So we got a couple of bucks over there, ways away. A few does. One of them looked one better than the other. He's a giant. To me, he's a giant. He's a cool looking buck, but he's way over there. probably not gonna go too far. So I figure we'll work our way out back to camp. We'll glass on this other side here, just to the north, and check into some of these gullies back here and see if we can see something that's a little more accessible. When you start getting into that later part of the season, the bucks are more in the trolling period. For those who don't know what that means, is basically a majority of the does have already been bred. And so now the bucks are just kind of running around, you know, moving from group of does to group of does. Usually there's going to be one, maybe two hot does still in those groups, and so they're moving around a lot, and so it gives you opportunities to spot them and find them. Now, it can be a double-edged sword because they're moving around so much, it can be difficult to, you know, get into position because they don't stop moving. That's the main reason why I like that time of year. Less hunters, and I think the bucks are just, they're desperate. All right, we're just gonna do a little midday shooting, make sure the bow and myself are still on, and so yeah, we'll see how it shoots. Set the spike. Right at his feet. We're sitting here and see if we can find that buck from yesterday. Or his buddy, one of the two. Probably spend the rest of the night here. See what we can find. Yeah, he's pretty wide. He's outside the ears, a couple inches on both sides. What's that got to be? At least a 2-inch sticker coming out his left. Nate's thought is that we would have to kind of do a big kind of loop to get the wind in our favor, and we don't have probably enough time for that. Our wind kind of shifted. It's pushing right down to those deer, so we know they're here. So we're gonna start heading back. There's all those questions are going through your head. You know, what do you do? Should I go? You know, there's hesitation. You're sitting there kind of thinking about what you're gonna do, but at some point, you gotta make a decision. Today's the day. Gotta make it happen.
No, feeling good. We'll find this buck. He's been pretty visible for us. He's just rutting pretty hard, so he's sticking with his does, and I mean, he's hanging around the same two sides of the same ridge, so it's just a matter of time until he puts himself in a bad spot that we should be able to get to. So we're just gonna be patient, keep waiting.
All right, well, we're gonna get things packed up. Temperatures are supposed to drop pretty good here over the next couple of days, and just for safety reasons, I think we're gonna just pack everything up and we're gonna go into town and grab ourselves a hotel.
You staying warm?
Yeah, I got everything I own on, plus these giant hand warmers. They're more like body warmers, but I warm my hands with them.
That's a wrap, boys and girls, for now. Oh, man. I was hoping to get it done tonight so we didn't have to deal with the cold tomorrow, but at least we don't have to crawl into a sleeping bag tonight, so here we go. Now you don't know that the next 2 days you're not gonna see a single deer. You know, we had a change in the weather, the temperature dropped 20 degrees.
Warm coffee, cold soul.
The wind picked up, the wind shifted completely 180. And so it makes sense that we would have a difficult time finding him.
Let's go get him.
And let's go find a buck.
Or
Kill.
doe, I mean, I think the meat tastes similar. Yeah?
Sounds like Oh, I brought out the Swiss roll. Let's see the big guy.
last full day. It's cold. Sun's just coming up over the horizon here. Well, I think we'll go take a break, warm up. We're gonna meet back up with Nate, eat some lunch, and then we'll formulate a plan. I have a feeling we're gonna go right back to the spot we started.
All those times we had one spot that we were glassing from the most. And then at one point, it's like, okay, we gotta kind of pivot. We gotta try something different. We went to a second glassing spot that we had that was a little bit deeper. Within maybe a half hour of getting set up where we're at, we have a buck that pops up and he's literally standing 20 yards away from where we've been glassing for the last 3 days.
Right down here. He's looking. He's looking over here, but he's not alert. 60 alerts.
Initially, we had thought he had gone down into this draw. As we're moving in and trying to get ourselves into a position where we can start glassing down into this draw, that's when you spotted him. Bedded on top of a spine, the spine that we were actually working our way down. I'm sitting there trying to come up with a plan. I'm like, I don't know what to do. What do we do? How do I make this happen? We don't got a lot of time. We gotta move.
We were coming across up there, those two big cedars. And then Damon, you spotted them first. Right, it's clear line of sight. So we ducked behind those trees right away. And I was able to range them at 149. And I knew there was no chance we were coming up this stuff behind me. There's a chance we could have come around and got on them over here. So we backed off and went all the way around down. And there was a cedar tree over here. Ungo hunt showed that it was 60 yards. But I misjudged the location of the buck. I thought he was closer up there than he is right now. And so when we got to the tree, he was actually more like 110 yards.
Well, it was fun. It was super fun. I'll give you that. Like
The adrenaline dump that I'm having right now, you know, and my heart rate was like, do, like I could just feel it in my ears.
Yeah, oh yeah. You know, an awesome spot to talk about it is
The bar.
in the trucks with the heater on the way back to the hotel.
Let's do it.
Let's walk.
Yeah. All right, last day, Tuesday morning. Try to get a last minute opportunity here. So we're gonna hike into the usual spot, see if we can find yesterday's buck. Work out a plan.
You know, based on the hunts that I've done in the past, I've had a lot of, you know, last day, the 11th hour success stories. And so your hope level does start to go down, but I remained optimistic.
All right, just gonna work our way down. The same thing kind of we did last night. He's down in that area where last night's buck was bedded, so here we go. They left. The wind. That's why when we came down, that's why I went back up. Because I was worried about the wind. And now he caught us. Wind got us. I kid you not, I bet you it was under 50 yards.
really.
They were right down there. One last chance at Frank. Yeah, the wind just wasn't in our favor.
Success for me now is different than it was then. It was more difficult then because you're just so focused on the task at hand, which is to kill a deer. And it's so much more than that. And I think it takes several of those hunts to kind of start to realize that.
All right, cheers now.
Cheers,
Thanks.
buddy. Paul. Damon.
Sure, there's pressure, you know, there's brands that are on board, there's all these things that put this pressure on for me to kill something. But it's just, I think you got to go into it with the mindset of, just trying to have a good time, have fun, enjoy it. You know, we don't know how long we'll have this privilege. You know, to be able to go out and hunt these public grounds and to run around the way that we do. And so don't take those moments for granted and just have fun.